Two Lives by Seth Vikram. When I was 17, I went to live with my great uncle and great aunt in England. He was Indian by origin, she German. They were both 60. I hardly knew them at the time. It was August 1969, the monsoon season in Kolkata. A day before I left, Mama had taken me to a temple to be blessed, which was most unlike her. She and Papa came to see me off at Dum Dum Airport. I arrived at the Heathrow in the afternoon. My great uncle and great aunt were still away on their annual holidays in Switzerland. And as I recall, I was met at the terminal by someone in the firm for which my father worked. My first impression was of the width of the road that led under grey skies to London. I was housed for a night in a sad hotel somewhere near Green Park. That evening, Shanti uncle and Auntie Henny returned from Switzerland, and following day, I and my luggage arrived at the door. I looked at the house. That was to be my beat. I looked at the house. That was to be my home for next few years. There was a red pillar box. Not far from the gate of 18 Queen's Road, Hendon. This was to be my beacon whenever I trudged up from the tube station. In front of the house was a small, low-walled, immaculately maintained garden with a few rose bushes in a full bloom. A path led to the door. To the right of the path, slanted on stand, was polished plaque that read, "As B said, LDS, RCS, Eden, DMD, BSc, Berlin, dental surgeon." I set down my luggage on a front step. The thought of meeting people whom I had not seen for years and did not really know, whose home I would be sharing, made me nervous. I was, in any case, fearfully shy. After a minute, I rang the bell. Auntie Henny appeared, lean, tall, sharp-featured and attractive. She didn't look 60. She greeted me with enthusiasm rather than warmth and led me down to linoleum floor hallway where 3 or 4 people were seated, browsing through the old magazines. Shanti's patience, she explained. She poked her head into surgery to exclaim in her high voice, "Shanti, Vicky's here!" Before opening the door to the drawing room, "No, leave the luggage in the corridor. By the stairs," said Auntie Honey. "Now, sit down and I shall make some tea." Since I had been told by Mama not to give any trouble and to be helpful at all times, I offered to help. Auntie Henny would have none of it. I sat down and surveyed the room. Everything seemed inordinately tidy, down to the nested set of varnished side tables and polished cabinet for the television. Auntie Henny brought tea with the 3 cups. Soon afterward, Shanti uncle took a break from his work. He was still dressed in his white dental jacket. As soon as he came in, he hugged me. Then stood back and said, "Now, let me look at my little Vicky. It has been so many years since I saw you. Now, you must tell me how your parents are and what your journey was like. Have you got all your kit for school? Have you eaten? Honey, boy's starving, you can tell. We must feed him up. Let's open a tin of peanuts. Have you shown him his room?" Auntie Honey looked on impatiently. Suddenly, Uncle glanced at his watch, gulped his tea down and rushed back to the surgery. In those days, I was very sensitive about my height and cringed whenever anyone called me little. Shanti uncle, however, was even shorter than I was, and Auntie Honey towered over him. Nor did I like being called Vicky, even though in India it would not be taken for a feminine diminutive. But my overwhelming sense was that of relief. Uncle's talk filled in, indeed flooded. Uncle's talk filled in, indeed flooded. All my awkward silence and his hug had made me feel welcome, though it was made with only one arm. His right arm, being artificial, was withheld from the embrace. Thank you.